For today's video, I'm going to be talking about Moldavite. Is this crystal right here worth the hype or not? I'm going to be telling you my experience of wearing this crystal now for 365 days. Yes, a full year of wearing this and my experience with it so far. So let's just get straight into today's video. All right, so Moldavite. If you don't know, Moldavite is actually this green crystal here. If I hold it up, if you can see it well, and it's very, very thin crystal. It's actually more of a glass, so it's really, really fragile, which in itself is a bit of an issue because it gets knocked so easily just by general day-to-day activities and can break just like that and crack. It's quite expensive for a crystal. If you've been looking, you've seen it out there, it's got some price tags on it, and I have heard that loads of fakes are now happening as well. Loads of fakes are being produced overseas and then sold all around the world. So making sure if you do want to buy some, getting it from a registered or a very well-known crystal manufacturer, and make sure you've got a real crystal. So my experience, for me, I've been working with crystals for a long time now, and I find that it's really strong. It is one of those crystals that I can wear and instantly I feel this intentional high vibrational experience from it. I made the choice because of that to only wear it during the day. So I only wear it when I'm ready to go out for the day, and then I take it off when I get home straight away. So I'm not even wearing it for a full day. I just kind of do it for my time outside of the house, and also now I'm recording this video in my home and I'll wear it for that. Otherwise I will not wear it at night. The reason being is it's too strong, and I find that it's really intense, and I'm gonna break this down into a bit of the negatives around wearing it, but it is also a pro in some aspects too. So I love Moldavite, by the way, before I get into this. I do actually love Moldavite and I love wearing it. And the reason being, because it's so strong, I know that when I put it on and when I wear it, I'm gonna have a day that's more focused, more driven, my ambitious side comes out, I'm on it, I'm ready to go, I'm raring for the day, and I'll just get things done. It's a get things done crystal for sure. It's one of those crystals where you just can't stop. It feels like you just keep doing and doing and doing and doing and doing, which I'm sure some of you, that sounds amazing. And actually for me, it feels amazing sometimes because you take these action steps, these big actionable steps on the bigger dreams, the bigger goals of your life. And it's like this propelled energy, and it's like someone has put you on fast forward times 100. It's like that. And it's just, you go out of your comfort zone, you'll take action, you'll do, but it isn't something, and it's not an energy I always want to be in, which is why I don't wear it at nighttime. And actually in the summer of this year, I had a spiritual healing session with crystals, and I was wearing my Moldavite, and she asked me to remove it, and I did this full hour-and-a-half crystal healing session, which was amazing. And then she said to me after, do you wear this Moldavite every day? And at that point I was wearing it every day. It'd been a good 6 months. Yes, I wear it every day. And she strongly advised that I take it off and I don't wear it as much, because for me as a person, it's a bit too strong. I do hear about people wearing it all day, 24/7, never take it off. They literally sleep in it, shower in it, go to the gym in it, do everything with the crystal on. And I just find, for me, for who I am, it's too intense, because it doesn't allow me that time to sit, reflect, and just be. It's like someone's gone, right, what are you doing today? Right, come on, let's get going. Go, 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 which is great sometimes, but just not all the time. So that is definitely something to consider if you are wanting to buy a Moldavite crystal, if you're looking into it, is just, it really forces you to do things. And it's, do you want to feel like that all the time? I'm a water sign. I think if you've watched my tarot videos, you'll know I'm a Pisces, and I have a lot of earth signs in my chart. This, to me, if I was to sum it up in terms of like the star signs and the element, it's like wearing a fire element all the time. And that action, just go, and it's a bit too strong for me. So that is one of the side effects of it for sure. And it's just knowing when it's best to wear it and when it's best to just take it off and just be and just relax. And that's actually a thing that I think in the day, is what kind of day do I want to have today? When I'm thinking about whether I want to put this on, and I think, do I want to actually go, or I just want to take it easy today? So I tend not to wear it on my days off or when I'm just having a bit of time out, just so I can relax actually and just feel a bit more rested, a bit more grounded in myself, and have a break from it. In terms of, I'm sure you've heard people, these big dramatic events in their life happen, like people have been sacked, they lose their jobs, they get pregnant, it's a big one, the relationship they're in breaks down, they get evicted, they have to leave their town, and all these big sort of life events happen when people start wearing Moldavite. That is absolutely what I heard before I went and got it, and I thought, okay. My advice on that is, if you are living a life that is more aligned to you, if you're in a relationship, let's talk about a romantic relationship, that is more aligned with you and where you are right now, if you're in a job that fits you and it's where you're meant to be right now, you're living in the place that fits you right now, those things don't seem to get that affected. I didn't lose my job. I work part-time. My husband is still my husband. Nothing happened there. I live where I live. Like, nothing big dramatic happened in the sense of those towers coming down, those big events ending. Nothing like that happened. No big shifts and changes. Instead, what did happen for me is I got a lot more focused and determined to keep doing what I'm doing on my goals and to go all in and to get very laser focused with it. That is more of the angle that it takes for me. And like I said, I like wearing it because I know the day that I wear it, I'm going to be actioning. I'm going to be doing a lot more that day rather than taking it easy. So that isn't always a good thing though, right? We shouldn't always be doing and hitting our goals, achieving our goals, and then straight on to the next thing. It is about enjoying the moment. It is about just being as well. And I think that wearing Moldavite, knowing that you need to have a balance in life for your well-being, needs to be the priority and needs to kind of be in the forefront of your mind if you are considering buying some Moldavite and wearing it. Another effect that I have found with Moldavite is, this is really speaking to a lot of you women out there. You know how we keep our mouths shut a lot, right? We're not always fully honest with what we feel or what we're thinking. We don't always use our voices. It's something we've definitely been taught not to do and to keep quiet because it's safer and, well, for lots of reasons, right? I found that when I wear Moldavite, and it can be a really small and insignificant moment that's happened. Let's say I'm at the petrol station and I'm buying my fuel and I see something and it wasn't, I didn't speak out about something that I saw, or they overcharged me. Let's just use that one. They overcharged me a bit and I didn't speak out. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's only £1. It doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter. If I don't say something about that pound, if I don't say, excuse me, actually you've overcharged me, I notice that I get very frustrated. That day, it's like it builds up more than ever because I didn't speak out, because I didn't use my voice, because I didn't vocalize how I felt. I've noticed that it's quite quick to pull me up, call me out on not being 100% truthful, not constantly speaking my truth. And as I'm sure you know, it wasn't necessarily that I'm not speaking my truth. It's just that situation doesn't really matter. In that moment, did it matter? No, I was thinking about something else. But that was just an example, right? But I have noticed if I don't vocalize it, it builds up very quickly in me and it comes out very quickly. Whereas perhaps if I don't wear it, that situation could happen, and yet it doesn't bother me. And you know, it can get to the end of the week and it's still not bothered me as much. Whereas I find that night it's really started to aggravate me, and it's there, and I've got to speak about it, and I've got to tell somebody that this happened and it wasn't right. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I find that if I'm not fully truthful and vocalizing things and speaking my truth, even if it's that tiniest little, teeniest little thing, it's very quick to kind of start building up in me and getting a bit more like, oh my God, I'm so annoyed, right? And I get really aggravated and frustrated that I didn't say anything. So I think it's a crystal. If you're struggling to kind of speak your truth and speak out, it is definitely a crystal that will force you to do that. And it's like you can't stop yourself sometimes. Not that you're going to go out and start telling everyone what you really think and, you know, it's going to be a disaster, but it's definitely, you notice it more. It's definitely brought to the forefront of your mind. It's definitely like right there now. Whereas before you could just be like, it doesn't matter, I've moved on, next day, you know. It will be there until you address it. So that's definitely a warning, I would say, with buying Moldavite. It is not a crystal for beginner though. Please, if you have never used crystals before, I would not recommend starting with Moldavite. Instead, I would go for something like a clear quartz, like this crystal here, a clear quartz, I'm working with that, or even the one I've got on my wrist here, which is rose quartz. I would start with something softer, not as intense, and then build up to getting some Moldavite and using Moldavite, because until you experience what wearing crystals and working with crystals is like, I think it's too much to just dive straight into Moldavite. So for anyone out there that's intermediate and advanced, and you've been using crystals for a while and you've been thinking about getting one, I would absolutely recommend going out, trying it, especially if you want your life to change, if you are looking for change, if you're wanting things to propel, if you're wanting things to go forward. But just be warned that if big dramatic events don't happen in your life, it is a good chance that you are already in some alignment with where you're meant to be right now. Yeah, where you're meant to be right now. And those people that have these dramatic big life shifts and experience, it's just the Moldavite literally putting you back on your track, directing you to your path, your life's purpose, your soul purpose, whatever you want to call it. That's how powerful this crystal is. So yes, and I would definitely use it a little bit and then gradually build up to wearing it every day or a couple of times a week, and not just dive straight into it. It's very, very intense, especially for the first few months, I would say. It's a bit of a shock. But yes, that's my experience with using Moldavite. If you want to get started on your spiritual practice and moving more into spiritual alignment, I would absolutely recommend doing my cutting the cords practice. It's completely for free, and I'll put a link down in the description box. You can go and grab it. It's a good way to sort of clear the clutter, clear the energy first, before you let the Moldavite in your life and kind of rip through it, make changes. Start with cutting it for yourself first, and then allow this to come in and guide you and move you to where you need to be and where you want to be. I also have a book out if you want to make 2025 or this next year really the year that you want to get going. You want to be more in spiritual alignment. You want to actually live your life from a soul-led life and a soul-led purpose. I'll put the link to my book down below. You can go and grab that as well. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and I'll catch you in the next video.